Open the doors. Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to Daily with Doc. I think we've got everything figured out today, folks. For those of you who have been following us and having so much divine patience, we greatly appreciate you. And, sometimes we just have to love technology because it works great some of the time or most of the time, but not all the time. So welcome to Daily with Doc. If you are watching us out in the internet live stream world somewhere and you would like to join us live, you are more than welcome to at DailywithDocZoom.com. So come on over. In this space, you are able to raise your hand and ask Dr. Wallach questions. We will get to the questions in the order that the hands are raised. We all have people that are putting questions in the chat, so I am able to see them on YouTube and Rumble, and if I get to the right screen, Facebook. But I have some amazing co-hosts because they're watching these also, so that whenever somebody out on one of those spaces has a question, then hopefully, if the time allows, because if you have questions, raise your hand early, ask your questions early so that we can get to your questions. Because yeah, it's crazy how fast time goes by. So I just want to say hello to AJ out on YouTube, who is helping keep control of that chat and letting us know when we have questions there, answering the ones that he knows the answers to and forwarding them to us on the ones that he doesn't, or the ones that really do need Dr. Wallach's recommendations. Because folks, we are so very, very blessed to be able to have one of the founding fathers of the science of epigenetics. And how he got to be one of those founding fathers is through his life experience and then his education and work experience as a researcher, as a pathologist, as a veterinarian, as a teacher of nutrition at a university level, and as a naturopathic physician. Dr. Wallach has all of these hats that he has worn over the years, and he still wears all of them today as he brings messages of hope and empowerment to us here on Daily with Doc. Now, Daily with Doc is sponsored by DailywithDoc.com, which myself and my team are part of the group of independent longevity associates who are associated with the Daily with Doc team. If you were invited by somebody specific, please make sure that you get back with them. Whether you're here live with us or watching the replay, doesn't matter. Get back with the person that shared this program with you because they cared enough. They heard something within our message that brought you to their mind. So make sure that you get back to them and take serious that they recommended this program to you, because chances are you have been through so much going from appointment to appointment to appointment and not getting better, and even adding more and more labels and pharmaceutical bottles to your everyday needs. Well, folks, we're chemical deficient. We're nutrient deficient. And when we meet those needs, the needs for other things start to diminish. And I am so excited to be able to share this message with you because that's exactly what happened for me. So, folks, raise your hand early. If you have questions, put it in the chat, raise your hand. Let us help you find that better path to a different health journey that is not uphill struggle, folks. It's an uphill to thrive, not just survive. So, Dr. Wallach, just want to say hello, and let me check something real quick, if I may, please. Yes. I'm going to check and do just the backup recording, just in case.
Recording in progress.
So thank you for that. And I'm glad we have it going. So Dr. Wallach, go ahead, and I'm going to have you join me here on the screen. Hello and welcome to Daily with Doc. Doc.
No, thank you, Becca, and thank you for your entire team. I'm just really always impressed with all these great individuals. And we have a lot of good stuff going on. Of course, today we're going to talk about arthritis and osteoporosis. But before we get to the subject of the day, there's a very interesting announcement on Fox News today by the, let's see here, Albert Einstein College of Medicine. A professor there, a lady professor by the name of Lauren Roth, said, and I've been saying this for years, you know me, I've been saying it for years, gender issues and all this stuff going on with little boys that think they're girls and little girls think they're boys, these issues start before the baby is born. Well, it actually starts before the baby is conceived, okay? And it's one of those things where this was on Fox News this morning, okay? And so it goes along with what I've been thinking for 25 years. And so now I can open my mouth a little bit because I'm just, agreeing with a college professor here who came to the same conclusion 25 years ago. In veterinary medicine, it's not unusual in history to have cows that thought they were bulls and bulls that thought they were cows and so forth. And they're called free martins, okay? And if they had a cow that thought she was a bull and was chasing all the cows trying to have sex with them, they would just knock her in the head and turn her into steaks and ribs and that kind of stuff. And then they have bulls that thought they were chasing all the boys, okay, instead of the girls. They just knock them in the head and cook them and eat them. But that was a long time ago. Once they started putting vitamins and minerals into their alfalfa pellets, okay, instead of just throwing hay at them, and stuff like that. Got a little more serious about the nutritional replacer for kids. Don't forget to throw in the EFAs. They have essential fatty acids. And then I think we're going to have miracles. Same thing with the boys. The boys need the zero test. Okay, the boys think they're girls. They can have the zero test. I think we can reroute them. And little girls that think they're boys, we can give them zero fem and reroute them. So I'm just excited about the potential here. And I'm gathering evidence and so forth, and we will have a great program here in the near future, just totally on that subject. But getting to the subject of the day, unless you had a comment or another question on that.
Well, no, Dr. Wallach. Yeah, actually, I do have a question on that because Xerafem and Xeratest, they are powerful.
Yes, that's
when it comes.
Tablet, grind it up in some applesauce.
Well, and I like the fact that you said just half a tablet. Would that be based on weight?
Well, it's just starting because we're talking, usually these kids that have a misdirection of gender, they start showing it when they're anywhere from 2 to 4 years old. It's not just when they're a teenager, okay? And this is what just really disrupts families and gets them all in a dither and so forth, and rightfully so, because, Judy wants to play basketball with the boys. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. No, but she thinks she's a boy, okay, and so forth. So, she wants to go urinate standing up like the boys do and all that kind of stuff. And she wants to chase girls like the boys do. And she's only 4 years old. And so these are the sort of things I believe we can turn around very quickly by getting rid of all the bad stuff. They have to be able to absorb all this stuff, get them on, the 90 essential nutrients according to their body weight, the kid's toddy, the EFAs, and then of course don't forget the zero
Zero test or zero.
Zerafem for the girls who think they're boys, and zero test for the boys that think they're girls. And I believe we're going to be able to just reverse this whole thing, because it's not a genetic thing. It's not autoimmune. It's not something terrible that's happening at the moment. It happened much, much earlier, but it is a nutritional deficiency. It's easily reversed, I believe. We've reversed it in animals, and I believe we can reverse it in people. So,
Well, I love the fact, Dr. Wallach, that we can support each and every one of us where we're at to be the best that we can be, whichever direction it is.
that's correct.
So that's it. That's what I love the most, Dr. Wallach, is meeting people where they're at, supporting them where they're at. But if there's a poor health condition like bone and joint issues, and people looking at having to have joint replacements, Dr. Wallach, there's a lot that we can do. So share with us about that. Okay, I've got that one right here.
Okay. Okay, why am I having Becca put up the Wallach Revolution? Because the person who wrote the foreword to the book is a very famous movie actor and singer, Pat Boone. Had terrible arthritis and osteoporosis, and all the doctors wanted to give him a double knee replacement, double hip replacement. And somebody introduced him to me, and we got him on our Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, and very quickly we regrew his knees and his hips, and he never had to have the surgery. Well, when he learned we were putting this book together, he wrote the foreword to the book. Now he tells his story. We're talking 4 or 5 pages here. This isn't just a paragraph. This is quite a story that Pat Boone wrote at the beginning of the book on his arthritis. And of course, it's one of those things where I've worked with so many athletes over the years, famous athletes that had arthritis, osteoporosis, was going to end their careers. I rebuilt them. They came back and did wonderful things. And of course, which I say, was able to, in doing all that, I was able to get rid of things like Sclerosis, which is a birth defected kids. So I worked with Jerry Lewis and was able to get rid of muscular dystrophy, thought to be a genetic disease in kids. No, we got rid of that very quickly with a nutritional program. And then also the Sudden-Death syndrome, SIDS. There was a kid died this weekend. Okay, he was a Louisiana University swimming medalist. Okay, 18 years old, and he just dropped dead, just walking through the classes and just dropped dead. Okay, at 18 years of age. Well, this is the same thing that kills babies with Sudden-Death syndrome, cardiomyopathy, heart disease. And that's why we have the CD. I'll put that up here. The CD set called There's a New Bull in Town. There you go. Because Red Bull has only 1 mineral in it, magnesium. Bound has 75 minerals in it. Okay. If there's 3 CDs in this set, CD1 is, let's see here, Dead Athletes Don't Lie. CD number is, let's see here, CD number 2 is,
Kills billionaires.
what? No, that's CD number 3. CD number 2.
Exercise.
Exercise without supplementation is suicide. Yeah, there you go. And because everybody says, well, he exercised and he drank plenty of water and rehydrated. Well, guess what? When you're sweating from exercise or work, guess what? You're not just sweating out water, you're sweating out a soup of all the nutrients, particularly minerals in your body. Just lick your arm when you're sweating. Yeah, tastes like salt, right? That's because you're sweating out all your nutrients. If you're just rehydrating with water, you're in trouble. And that's why billionaires die at 66. Professional athletes, Olympic athletes in America, their life expectancy is 56.7. Billionaires in America, their life expectancy is 66.3. Okay. And so arthritis costs us in America, just to treat the symptoms, not to prevent or cure, but just to treat the symptom, arthritis in America costs us each year $626.8 billion. Osteoporosis each year costs us in America, just to treat the symptoms, not to prevent or cure it, 2.3 trillion. So together it's $3 trillion we're spending each year to deal just with the symptoms of arthritis and osteoporosis. And diabetes only costs us $342 billion a year. Heart disease
Only.
$316 billion a year. Okay. And so we have a lot of work to do to get the information out there, because we already know the cause, prevention, and cure of arthritis. We know prevention and cure osteoporosis. And of course, my favorite osteoporosis is It's All in Your Head. And I think you've got one of those books and a CD that we did also. There you go. And page number 6 has got the pictures of the normal skull, 1/4 inch thick, and the osteoporosis skull, which is 1.5 to 2 inches thick, squeezing the spinal cord. There's 37 different diseases you get when you have osteoporosis of the skull. And they don't teach this in medical school. And so that's why we wrote the book and got the CD set put together. And right now, it's one of the most popular books being ordered from our bookstore is Your Head, because people have these problems. And they, doctors say to women who get up 5 times a night, 10 times a night to urinate, "Oh, you must have a prostate problem. Let's do a biopsy." And the women will tilt their head and say to the doctor, "Are you kidding? I'm a girl. I don't have a prostate gland." Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Because they're always thinking down that track. Okay. As opposed to listening to the patient. And so It's All in Your Head covers 37 different diseases that are caused by osteoporosis, skull squeezing the 12 pairs of cranial nerves, and also squeezing the spinal cord. Okay. It's all reversible, all preventable, not genetic, not autoimmune, just simple nutritional deficiencies. So we've been doing miracles all over the world. It's a popular book all over the world now. So we're considering, we have to see what languages are best. We do have the CD in English. That'd better be one of the first ones, because we could translate the CD into 8 or 9 or 10 languages very quickly. So let's do that, Rebecca. Let's like we did with Dead Doctors Don't Lie. We got that in 9 languages. Let's do that. Let's get this translated. It's All in Your Head into 8 or 9 languages on CDs. Okay, that'll be the quickest way to do it.
We can do that. In fact, I know that the book itself is already in process of being translated into Spanish. Well, I will work on Spanish for the CD as well. And I know just the person to do it. But Dr. Wallach, share with me, how does It's All in Your Head relate to joint issues?
Okay, well, because when you have osteoporosis of the skull and TMJ, which is arthritis of the jaw joint, it's the same thing that deals with your knees and your hips and your shoulders and your fingers, your vertebrae. Okay, because when you get osteoporosis in your and arthritis in your little finger in your right hand, thank you, it's in every bone in your body. It's not a local thing. It's a universal thing in your body. When you get osteoporosis and arthritis any place, you can just bet your boots it's in every joint and every bone in the body. And so when you look at how badly the doctors have missed it, there's a heart irregularity called atrial fibrillation, AFib. And their cure for AFib is to anesthetize you, cut your chest open, take your heart out, take a branding iron, hot, and touch it to your heart all over the place, trying to find the places making the heart beat irregularly. It has the highest death rate of any medical treatment. It's called ablation. Never allow a doctor to give you ablation, okay? Because they kill so many patients with that one. But it's expensive, and so they make a lot of money with it. That's why they go that direction. You get the book and the CD, It's All in Your Head, follow the directions there, and suddenly after a couple of months, your irregular heartbeat goes away. Your heart's happy, okay? Because the skull was squeezing the 10th cranial nerve, the vagus nerve, which controls the rhythm of the heart. Duh, wasn't a heart problem. It was osteoporosis of the skull problem.
So the cells can rejuvenate?
Oh, absolutely. The cells in the bones, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue. And one of the first ones I was able to prove very dramatically was in a great basketball athlete, Theo Ratliff, 24 years old. He was playing for the Atlanta Hawks. He had terrible arthritis in both knees. The doctors wanted to give him a double knee replacement. He didn't want to do it because he'd lose his basketball career. He had arthritis in his hips because the cartilage was going away. He also had fractures in his right wrist, which was a shooting arm. And they took a $35 million contract away from him when he was 24 years old. And let's see here. It's one of those things where one of his colleagues, one of his buddy basketball players, okay, brought him over to me. We invented what we called the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. It was our basic Healthy Start Pack, but we had to come up with a collagen product to rebuild all the cartilage and ligaments and tendons and connective tissue in the bone matrix. And so we used cartilage, okay, from beef animals, cattle. We called it glucogel, put the glucogel with the Healthy Start Pack and called it the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. And in 3 months' time, he got his job back and he played basketball professionally, top shot blocker, top scorer. He played for 11 years, made $100 million. Do you think he liked the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack? And we also made Rebound for him. Rebound was built for Theo Ratliff. It's our sports drink with 100 nutrients in it.
Well, and Dr. Wallach, I have one of my distributors who at 64 was a marathon runner, and he got to where he wasn't able to go even up and down stairs at work.
Mhm.
We got him on the bone and joint pack, and within about, I think it was maybe 4 months, 5 months max, he was running marathons again.
There you
So
go. Just like
he loves the bone and joint pack too.
Just like Pant Boone, same thing. All his arthritis, all the doctors wanted to give him a double knee replacement and everything. He went our direction, and he was so happy and excited. He wrote the foreword to this book, and he tells his story. Now, we're not talking about a paragraph. We're talking, half a dozen pages. He tells his story of how he beat arthritis and osteoporosis using the products from Dr. Wallach. Okay. And so we're so very, very proud that these people are telling their stories. So people can't say, oh, well, you got to be making that up, Wallach. That can't be true.
Yeah, no, I am very thankful to have documentation like that, Dr. Wallach. It makes my job so much easier. So folks, if you have tried the 90 essential nutrients and you have success, whether it's a little bit or a lot, I'm all about progress or perfection. We want to hear about it. We want to hear about it. So please go to DailywithDoc.com, use that contact option on the website, send us an email with your experience and what you have taken and the benefits that you have received from it, because I know I'm not the only one, Doc, and I know we have lots of coaches on with us here today who have experienced major positive just transformations because they started giving the body what it truly needed so that it could actually thrive. Now, I have another question, Dr. Wallach. With the 90 essential nutrients, can you get everything that you need from the 90 essential nutrients and the secret sauces to be able to rejuvenate every cell in the body, or is there something else that's needed? Because I know there's a lot of different things on the market, Dr. Wallach.
Well, you said something very important there, because we have secret sauces for specific tissues and specific cells and specific organs and specific systems. The 90 essential nutrients, okay, Healthy Brain and Heart Pack will cover all that. When you have somebody who's really in deep trouble with a particular issue, you want to add more of a certain nutrient to the system to speed it up. But once they get to where they're normal, you can eliminate the secret sauce or reduce it in half or by 75% and just stick with the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. Now, myself, I only weigh 142 and had terrible injury, which almost killed me up in Canada at a construction site. And I take 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. I take a full dose of everything twice a day. I take 2 doses of Rebound a day. And then I also have on my table, 45 little bottles of all these secret sauces for liver and heart and brain and eyes and, Occutive and Vision FX for the eyes and Prost FX for the prostate and all this collagen peptides and all these things. And so I make separate little bottles. So in addition to the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack and the Rebound, I take all these other things. I make, I think 15 to 20 bottles a week, and I take one at breakfast and one at dinner time, and it has all these pills mixed in there, and I take it. You've seen me do it. I take all those pills along with all the liquids and everything, and all my food and everything. I've been doing this for over 25 years. Okay. And so I have to pay for everything. I don't get it for free. I have to pay for it. Okay. So I don't get it for free. So, I know that these things cost money. I'm not, and I don't get paid a paycheck from the company. The pay, I started the company, but I made it so that I don't get a paycheck. So no people can't say, oh, well, you're pushing all those vitamins and minerals because you get a paycheck. No, that's not true. Okay. I set it up purposely. And it's one of those things where I just want people to know that there's hope for them. And I'm getting so many people. And of course, when it comes to longevity, people say, well, everybody in my family has died in their 50s and 60s. Oh, we got a book for you. Rare Earths and Cures, chapter 10. Okay. And of course, in the biblical times, everybody knew that the people in the biblical times who lived the longest, okay, were the ones who lived in the lands flowing with milk and honey. Now, being a farmer, I want to know what kind of cows did they have flowing with milk, or goats, or camels, or where were they getting all this milk? Well, it turns out it wasn't cow's milk, camel milk, or goat's milk that they were having. The land flowing with milk and honey was flowing with glacial milk. And in chapter 10, we have analyses of glacial milk from, I don't know, a dozen different countries, kind of thing, a dozen different glaciers, and they're all different. The mineral content is all different because the rocks and the clay and the mountains are all different. They're not, all the mountains are not the same. And so there's some of them where they have more of these essential minerals and others have less. But it's one of those things where everybody needs to get this book and read that chapter once a month with their family, because it will add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life, just like it did in the days of the Bible, when Adam lived to be 930, Noah lived to be 950, Methuselah lived to be 969. Okay, and there were many, many dozens and dozens of them. So I'm using that word dozens, not hundreds, but dozens of them who lived to be 300, 500, 600, 800. Okay, and these are the ones carrying the message of God. Okay, and they were blessed. Okay, as growing up in the lands flowing with milk and honey, but it wasn't cow's milk, camel milk, or goat's milk. It was glacial milk. Read chapter 10 of this book. It will blow your mind. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Wallach. And I just want to remind everybody that the FDA requires us to let you know that this program is not meant to diagnose, prevent, or cure any diseases, nor are our products. But folks, when you give your body what it absolutely needs, and Dr. Wallach, through his research as a pathologist, he's got 3 postdoctorates in pathology. He found out all of the compositions, all of the different components that make up mammals. Now, he started off with animals, yes, and he's done reptiles, and he's done mammals big and small.
Birds.
And then he wanted to see how it correlated to the human body as well. And you found that there was a correlation.
Yeah,
correct?
exactly right. Yeah, right. And there's many of these diseases you find in birds. And when you say mammals, we're talking about whales and porpoises and sea lions and wombats. And the 2 years I spent in Africa, that was my first postdoctoral fellowship with Marlon Perkins, the old Mutual Omaha Wild Kingdom show. Spent 2 years researching why were all the white rhino dying in South Africa. And I got it figured out that all the farmers were coming in with their herds of cows, and they were displacing the rhinos from their original place where they ruled for thousands and thousands of years. And they were being displaced to places that didn't have all the nutrition that they needed, and that's why they were dying. So we created more nutrition in those places and put permanent water in there. And when I was there, I went there, they only had 350 left in South Africa, white rhino. Wit Rhinoceros, the Dutch version of the white rhino, Vit rhinoster. And I caught 200 of them with a very strong restraining drug called M99. Is 1,000, no, I take that back, it was 10,000 times more potent than morphine. And we could take a little dart the size of a AAA battery and knock down a 6,000 pound rhino with just that much drug, you know, like a couple of drops of that drug in that dart. And we'd train them for 8 weeks in a box, and then we'd ship them to America. And because they had to be on the ocean for 2-3 weeks. Okay, so they couldn't be running around on the ship. They had to stay in the box the whole time they were there. They'd feed them on the front end and clean out the back end. And then now, today, as that last count of last year, okay, December of last year, the count, remember, when I was there, when I left, there was only like 150 left because we caught 200 of them and shipped them out. But with all we did to eliminate their diseases with their food sources and water sources and everything, now there's 21,000. We're so proud of that.
Well, and you can find the story in this little baby,
Yes.
Rhino Express.
That was my first book, best-selling book, Rhino Express. And it has pictures in there. So it's not just writing. It has pictures. It shows the proof of all the stuff we did for the white rhino. Okay, there you go. It's unbelievable the stuff we did with those rhino to save them. And so we're very, very proud of that activity. And it was one of those things where I cannot thank Marlon Perkins enough, and Barry Commoner, who's the head of the Department of Biology at Washington University in St. Louis, because on that project, that helped us get a $21 million grant from NIH, National Institutes of Health. And that was my big grant, okay, the big one, $21 million from NIH, 10 years, 20,000 autopsies, 600 and something, 640, 650 species of animals, including humans. And that book, the thesis, sells new in the box, untarnished, still in the plastic wrappers in the box, sells for $25,000 each. Okay, you can get them online. You know, you can go online, go to.
Well, they can find them online, Dr. Wallach,
Yeah.
but let's focus on the books that they can get from Wellness Publications.
www.drjwallach.com, www.drjwallach.com, and there's another source, I'm sure. Go ahead.
No, that's the source I want to share, Dr. Wallach, because that's your source, where because you don't get a paycheck from Longevity, you earn your living based on the sales of your book. So let's send them to where, one, they're going to be coming directly from you. And folks, if you want a signed copy, make sure that when you are placing an order, you request to have a signed copy, and Dr. Wallach does it. I love it.
And this is a summary of the $25,000 book. This only costs $25. It's the start of the new science, epigenetics, the death of the genetic theory of disease transmission. That's me with one of the Yerkes Primate Center monkeys from the space colony. Okay. And I found the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis at birth defect, thought to be a genetic birth defect by medical doctors, proved that it wasn't. And they fired me because they said it wasn't genetic. And that's when I went back to school and became a physician. So I can't thank him enough for firing me.
Absolutely. There's good in everything, right, Doc?
Yeah.
Well, there's also good in having hands up, Dr. Wallach. So let's go ahead and start answering some questions from the people who are here live with us. And again, folks, if you are live with us and you would like to ask a question, please raise your hand. Find that option in the Zoom menu. And how come I can't? Oh, there we go. So let's first go to Jill. Jill, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello there. Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Hello.
I have a question regarding a customer that I started recently on the original Healthy Body Start Pack. She is 58 years old. She's 5'4". She's 218 pounds. She came to me wanting to reduce her pain, her overall pain levels, specifically joint pain. And we planned to add glucogel, but she hadn't started it yet. She did mention to me that she had kidney issues. She did her health evaluation afterwards, and later I found out the extent of her kidney issues. She only has half of one kidney, and she's been living, I think, since 12 years old with half of one kidney, and she's 58 now. So about a week or so into the products, she had a routine blood test for kidney function. And she was very upset because she said her potassium levels were very high on this test, and she felt that it could lead to a heart attack. So she was wanting to stop the BTT right away. I do think she continued on it, but with one scoop or maybe even less in a very slow dose. And I want to know what your thoughts are on that.
Okay.
And
Okay, well, here we go. She needs to get a hair analysis. Okay, so we'll find out really what's happening, okay, with a hair analysis. So again, she can go to www.drjwallach.com. I get that book. Let's see here, Rare Earths and Cures. Go to page 272, chapters 10 and 11. Tell you how to cut the hair, how to package it, where to ship it. Don't forget to put the check in there because the labs won't run the test without it. And then at 58 years old, 5'4", she needs, she's 218 pounds. She needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, 2 full doses a month, a full dose at breakfast, full dose at dinner time with a healthy brain and heart packs. That's 2 a month. Okay. She also needs, see here, you get 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, or dinner time. They're going to rebuild cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone, raised bone itself. She also needs to get the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. That's 3 words, Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. So I get 2 bottles a month, so you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. And they will support healthy blood flow through blocked arteries in the brain, the heart, the kidneys, even if only a half a kidney, and support healthy blood pressure. Okay. Also, I would also do something else for her to lose some weight. What would you do, Becca? You're an expert on weight loss. What would you do to help her? I'd want her at 5'4". I'd like to get her down to say 110, 120. So maybe lose 100 pounds. How would you help her do that?
Well, definitely make sure she's getting enough of the minerals, Dr. Wallach, because minerals are what the body's missing most. And I know for a fact that Jill is already an expert on this, but getting those minerals so that the body's not in that starvation mode so that it can let go of what it doesn't need is a big thing. Reducing the carbohydrates and making sure that you're sticking with that good foods, bad foods list, so that you're removing anything that's toxic that helps to or assists in holding on to the bad things. But I love, Dr. Wallach, the keto diet, adding in the keto shake 1 a day. You do want to make sure that the rest of the day you are low in carbohydrates, because it just kind of, counteracts when you're not.
And I want to stress, this is a meal replacer. This is not to add to a meal.
That's right.
yeah, that's fine. And she did, that was her third health goal, was to lose weight. So she's not opposed to that. But how do I address her very specific concern that she was on the products a week and her tests showed high potassium? Now, of course, we have no idea whether it would have shown that, whether she was on it or she wasn't on it. But she's very concerned about the BTT at this point.
Okay. Well, again, if you only have half of one kidney, it's hard for these, for it to keep up and do the work of 2 kidneys. Okay. And so she got to drink plenty of fluids, and the hair analysis will tell us the story. Okay. It will tell us if there's toxic doses of potassium accumulating or if they're in the normal range. Okay. So that's what we need, is that hair analysis.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you, Dr. Wallach.
Well, thank you. Yeah, keep us informed. And as Becca said, that keto diet comes in chocolate and strawberry. And again, it's a meal replacer. It doesn't have to be the same meal every day, but it's a meal replacer. Is not to be just added to a meal. Okay.
Okay. And I did already start her on the Ultimate Daily Classic when she told me, what was going on. So she had that under her belt.
Okay, good.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. God bless.
So, Dr. Wallach, with having that concern and having the blood work having too much, being high in potassium, we don't want to cut the body off of the nutrients altogether, do we?
No.
Would it be okay if she just did like half doses until she got the results of a hair analysis?
Well, if she wants to do that, that's fine. Okay. But she needs to get that hair analysis fast, because a lot of times, for instance, you'll see a very high dose of calcium in people in their blood, and doctors, oh, no more calcium, no more calcium. They're dying of a calcium deficiency, and the calcium level in the blood test is up here, way up there, okay, because it's being pulled out of the bones because the body's perceiving that there's too much when there really wasn't, okay? And so everything's all backwards. The body is not perfect all the time. The body makes a lot of mistakes. And so you have to, that's why you need the hair analysis. You get 5 charts, so 2 of which are very important. One of which, of course, is the levels of your nutrient minerals. And the other one, in this case, would be valuable because it tells you the toxic metals, metals at toxic levels, whether it's calcium, mercury, or potassium, whatever it might be. Because that second chart will tell you the toxic levels of minerals that are involved.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Wallach. Let's go to the next hand that is up, and I see that one of our co-hosts, Sherry, is here. Sherry, do you have a question for us?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much. Dr. Wallach, we have some amazing listeners, and there are 2 of them who've sent in questions. One, she doesn't have any real health issues right now, but she wants to stay healthy. So what would you recommend to stay healthy and keep a strong immune system?
Okay, 2 things you got to do to stay healthy, keep a strong immune system. Number 1, stay away from the bad stuff. Okay, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, bran, oats. Even there are no such things as gluten-free oats. The gluten in oats is called gliadin. It's still gluten. No buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet drinks got to go, and no carbonated water. Okay, you have to use salt. We have the seasoned salt from Australia. Okay, salt to taste. We have the seasoned salt from the Himalayan mountains where the Hunzas are, and their life expectancy is 120. It has all this sea minerals in there, as well as the sodium chloride salt, all of which are essential for the body. Okay. Again, hair analysis is useful in these cases. Get a hair analysis, see where you're at, where you're deficient, if you have too much of something any place. But you need information as opposed to just saying, well, here, take this. That's pretty lame. Just take this when there's 90 essential nutrients involved. Okay, you want more detailed information to be correct. All right, so I hope that helps you out there.
It does. The second question is from a listener as well, and this one is, they work with clients who have eating disorders.
Mhm.
They're afraid to eat more than 300 calories a day because they're afraid they're going to get fat. She said, could this be a nutrient deficiency, or is it just mental?
Okay. I want to, before we go on to this next one, I want to remind everybody to get a hair analysis. You get the book, Rare Earths and Cures, go to chapter 10, 11, and also the page 272 is where it all starts. Okay. And then again, you want to find out what's going on. Well, people who are obese, they are minerally deficient, and they develop a habit called pica, P-I-C-A, in which they'll eat 8, 10, 12, 15, 20 meals a day. They're just constantly hungry. I don't know. I ate a meal just a half hour ago and I'm hungry again. I ate a meal 2 hours ago and I'm hungry again. I don't know why I ate 8, 10, 12 meals a day. Well, that's because there's a behavior called pica, P-I-C-A. You can look it up in any dictionary, P-I-C-A. And that's just people that just can't stop eating. Okay. And in animals, that behavior is called cribbing, where they chew on the fence. Okay. They're looking for food. Okay. It's called cribbing, named after the same thing that happens with human babies in the crib, and they're chewing on that rail in the crib because they're missing minerals. And so they're chewing on that crib rail. So they call it cribbing. And in adults, they call it pica, P-I-C-A. Okay. And this is why they tend to be overweight.
Well, how about people, Dr. Wallach, that refuse to eat? So it's like the opposite of somebody that has cribbing.
Okay, well,
or
people
pica.
who refuse to eat, they are, what should I say, they're obsessive. They're afraid of something, and they're prepared just to eat just enough chocolate and just enough spaghetti and that kind of stuff to keep themselves from feeling hungry. And they might eat 3 or 4 little small meals the size of a teacup or something like that a day, so they're not hungry. And this is, obsessive compulsive behavior, which is a nutritional deficiency. And this is where they need to be taking all 90 essential nutrients to healthy brain and heart pack according to body weight. I also like them to take the synaptive, so the brain cells can talk to each other, 2 or 3 of those twice a day. The synaptive. I like them to take our I-26, because usually you find when people have these issues, they'll have MS, multiple sclerosis. They'll have, let's see here, they'll have FTD, frontal temporal dementia, okay? And also they'll have a disappearance of the white matter in the brain. It's called demyelinization. Okay, they have all these symptoms happening because their brain is losing the white matter in the brain. Well, the white matter in the brain makes up 25% of the brain weight and 25% of the spinal cord weight. And myelin is 100% cholesterol. So the brain is 25% cholesterol and the spinal cord is 25% cholesterol. And doctors are saying, don't eat cholesterol. And the doctors create these problems by telling people to get off of cholesterol. Cholesterol is an essential nutrient, like oxygen.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sherry. Dr. Wallach, let's move right over. We have lots of hands today. Let's move right over to Marilyn. Marilyn, do you have some questions for us? Another one of our co-hosts here.
Yes, I do. Hi there. I have a caller. Someone actually wrote in the chat, Anthony. He wants to know why all oils have to be avoided. He was talking specifically about palm fruit oil he thought was beneficial.
Okay.
He wants to know, why are they all bad?
Okay, oils are bad because when they're stored, they oxidize and turn into trans fats, which cause cancer, which cause blockages in your arteries. It's not cholesterol that causes blockage in arteries, it's oxidized fats, oils, and salad dressings, cooking oils. And, if you squeeze things like olives, you take the oil, you just squeeze it out of the olive and use it as a salad dressing, it's perfect. But if you buy salad dressing in the store shelf that's been on the store shelf for a month, and then it was in a warehouse for 6 months at 120 degrees, it's oxidized and it's going to kill you. Okay. And so that's why we have our EFAs and EFA pluses, and they're made from, what should I say, safe sources. And we move them very quickly. They have very, very short expiration dates, so they don't turn into trans fats. Okay. And it's one of those things where this FTD, this frontal temporal dementia, as Bruce Willis has this. We've tried contacting him because we can reverse that very quickly. We can reverse Guillain-Barré syndrome. We can reverse multiple sclerosis. We reverse all kinds of dementias, including Alzheimer's disease. Okay, because this is just a demyelinization. It's a loss of the white matter of the brain and spinal cord. Okay, and there's probably half a dozen other demyelinating diseases that we can get rid of too. Okay.
All right, Dr. Wallach. Next, we're going to do pull up Jackie. Jackie, go ahead and unmute yourself. I see you had a question in the chat as well, so thank you for raising your hand.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. My name is Jackie. I'm 67 years old. I'm 6 feet tall and I weigh about 210 pounds, and I have multiple sclerosis for 12 years. And it's starting to progress kind of rapidly the last couple of years, where I'm using a walker now. And I was wondering what you recommended.
Okay, yeah. Well, this MS is kind of an easy one. Okay, because it's a did the doctors tell you it was a demyelinating thing? You're losing the myelin, the white matter of the brain?
No.
They didn't tell you what it was. They just said you got MS. Okay.
Yes, they did a spinal puncture and found the epithelial cells floating in my spinal column fluid.
Mm-hmm. Did they do an MRI on you?
Oh, I have them every year. I have an MRI, and my lesions are stable, but I'm not getting more lesions, but I'm not getting less lesions. You know, they're not improving.
Okay, so yeah, this has to do with demyelinization. Again, we're talking about Alzheimer's disease, FTD. We're talking about MS. We're talking about Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is MS of the spinal cord. And then, do you have any tremors, anything like that?
No.
Okay, good. All right, so here we go. You need to get rid of all the bad stuff. Okay, I want you to get a hold of that book. It's called Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Food.
Mm-hmm.
There's 300 pages of safe 300 pages of safe recipes, safe cooking methods, and the list of the good food, bad foods. Okay, Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. Then you need 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Full dose of everything twice a day. Full dose of breakfast, full dose of dinner time. You need to get the MSM. Go ahead and to get 2 bottles a month of MSM, so you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, or dinner time, and they're going to support and promote maintenance repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone makes the bone itself. You also need to get a hold of the collagen peptides. Go ahead and take a full scoop of that with your morning drink, scoop with the evening drink. And then I want you to take our Synaptive. Take 2 bottles a month of that, so you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. That's going to help your brain cells and spinal cord cells talk to each other. Okay. And I also want you to get our I-26. I would go ahead and have 3 servings a day. Okay, I take 2 servings a day all the time. Every once in a while, on the weekends, I'll take 3 servings a day, but Monday through Friday, I take 2 servings a day, Monday or breakfast and dinner time. And they come in chewables, they come in pills and capsules and powder and so forth. That's the I-26. And it rebuilds the white matter of the brain, okay, which will help you get rid of MS, Guillain-Barré syndrome, Parkinson's disease if you have tremors. Parkinson's disease is just MS with tremors, okay, because you're missing more myelin in certain places, okay? But this is a reversible disease. This is not something you're going to go to your grave with. You do everything correctly. And losing the weight, you're 6 foot tall, so 210 pounds is not outrageous, okay? For somebody who, did you play basketball?
Yes.
Okay, good for you.
Basketball, field hockey, volleyball.
All right, good for you. Good for you. All right. So yeah, let's go there. And don't forget our rebounder sports drink. Okay, we have it in sticks. It has 100 nutrients in it. It looks like this. There's 30 sticks in a box. We have a canister, 36 servings in the canister. It's powder. And then we have the cans, but the cans are carbonated, so you got to pop the tops on them the night before you're going to drink them. I do that with 2 cans every night before I go to bed. I pop 2 of them, put them in the refrigerator. I drink 1 at breakfast. The other one, the second one, I'll drink a half of it at lunch. The other second half of the second one, I'll drink throughout the afternoon, so I have the energy all day, right? But you got to put the tops on the cans because they do have carbonation in them. Okay, and so I'm getting 100 nutrients 5 times a day. Okay, and I'll be 84. Okay, not bad for an old guy. The only sport I didn't letter in school, was basketball because I'm only 5'4".
Okay.
All right.
Well,
I did letter
thank you.
in football and soccer and weightlifting and track, all that kind of stuff.
Well, you do have to maintain yourself. You look good.
Yeah. We look forward to being with you for a long time.
Well, thank
All
you.
right.
I appreciate it.
God bless.
Thank you, Jackie. Please keep in touch. Let us know how that you are doing.
Yeah, people are going to want to know. You're going to have a great story.
Okay. I kind of missed some of what you told me, but
It's
I
recorded.
hope maybe. Okay, great.
Yes, so we are live streaming, which folks, after the show, you can catch the replay pretty much any time on YouTube, on Rumble, and if you're on Facebook. So Critical Health News is our channel. Dr. Wallach, you've got to get out of here. So thank you again for joining us here. We will see you tomorrow. Back to how you can find the replays, folks. Critical Health News on Rumble, on YouTube, and then on Facebook, it's just Critical Health. So make sure that you're following us, whatever your favorite platform is, follow us so that when we go live, you get that notification so that you can plug in and easily find the information that can be empowering and life-changing, not just for yourself, for somebody that you come in contact with, somebody that you love, whether it's in your family, your community. Folks, we have provided this program because we know the value of feeling good, the value of looking forward to life without having this label that says we have a genetic disease and there's nothing you can do about it. You're just going to have to live with it and deal with it. Well, that is fake. That's wrong. That is untrue. So if we are talking misinformation, there's your misinformation, because Dr. Wallach has found that there are over 600 conditions directly linked to nutritional deficiencies. Let's get those deficiencies within you no longer so that you can thrive, not just survive. So if I can get my co-hosts up with me, that would be greatly appreciated, because I greatly appreciate them. They do so much. Marilyn here with us, Sherry, Ruth Allen today. We've got AJ. I'm not going to forget AJ because he's out there in the video land, keeping the comments and questions going. Marilyn does such a fantastic job. Folks, if you're not here on live with us, or if you are and you don't have that chat open, she is taking the information that Dr. Wallach is sharing for the individuals and putting it in the chat so you can see it in black and white. No, you cannot copy the chat, but you can take your phone and do a snapshot of the recommendation for the products that really sparked your interest, because maybe you related to that person that Dr. Wallach was giving that protocol for. Maybe you know somebody that has the same type of conditions that the individual who was on with us today or any day have, that you just have deep in your heart, in your gut, know that they would benefit. Share it with them. Share this program with them. Folks, if you are here because somebody shared this program with you, make sure that you get back with them. Thank them for taking the time and caring enough to share this empowering information with you. If there is nobody to thank and you would like to get started on a program, go to DailywithDoc.com. We do have a store there that offers all of the products that Dr. Wallach mentions, even some helpful articles and replays from our past programming, whether it's the Daily with Doc, Ask Doc Live, Ask Doc Daily. We even have Dead Doctors Don't Lie and Moments of Truth and Q&A with Pharmacist Ben, which brings me to the next Q&A with Pharmacist Ben will be Wednesday, May 24th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. So go to Daily with Doc or Critical Health News, make sure that you're part of our subscriber base so that you can get that announcement with the information that is available, so you can join us with Q&A with Pharmacist Ben. We always love that program. I get so much positive feedback about that one as well. And we'll also be putting some advertisement up for it on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. I've always put information up. Any of my co-hosts, reach out to them and let us know what we can do to help you find a better health journey. As certified holistic health coaches, we've been trained in Dr. Wallach's message, his research, using the longevity products as the solution to those 4 areas of health that when the deficiencies occur, you have decline, you have sickness, you have dis-ease. Let's stop it and let's reclaim your life. My name is Becca Dukes. Thank you so much for joining us here on Daily with Doc. You can catch us Monday through most weeks, Monday through Friday. Doc is going on the road. Super excited. because I get to go with him. So there will be some days that we will not have Daily with Doc, but on those days, catch a replay. But Monday through Friday, 12 to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time, that's California time, Oregon time, Washington time, Arizona part of the year, part of Idaho, but 12 to 12:50. And then if you're on the East Coast, that's 3 to 3:50 p.m. So join us live on Daily with Doc, zoom.com. Bye for now.